It's time to meet with Burlington Mayor Marianne Meed Ward and see what's been happening in the city. Good morning, Marianne.
Good morning, Sylvie.
Over the past couple of years, Burlington did participate in the program where they allowed patios to extend over to the sidewalks during COVID to help support businesses. Will that be happening again this year?
Absolutely. It was wildly successful, very well received. And of course, part of the impetus back in the day was that restaurants inside were closed. And we discovered that us Canadians are year-round patio people. We love to be at our restaurants. So we're going to continue that this year. And we're also doing a review of what a permanent patio program might look like.
Okay, so what will that look like, looking out onto the sidewalks maybe every summer?
Yes, that's something that'll be reviewed, and we'll go through a formal public process to determine whether that's the direction that we want to go. But it's been so successful and very well received, and it really does animate our downtown and sidewalks, and not just downtown. Restaurants in retail plazas and malls have taken advantage of this as well.
Okay, can you also tell us about the Alert Burlington program and how that works?
So this is something that people would go online to sign up for and enter your information, your name, your address, and then if there is an issue or an emergency really right in your neighborhood or citywide, you would get an alert to your cell phone. So I signed up for it just to test the system. And you can add as much or as little information as you want. I put all my family members' names in, and you can put photos in so emergency responders can locate and find people if there's an emergency. So it's a really helpful tool that we've just been able to make use of here in Burlington.
So what would be an example of an emergency situation that you would need this for?
So if there was a gas leak in a neighborhood and a street needed to be evacuated, it can localize to that level because you do put your address right in there. So, it's a great way to let residents know street by street, block by block, that there's an issue that they need to get out of their house for example.
Perfect. How's progress with the rural broadband project going?
It's going very well. We have two major projects happening in rural Burlington by two separate providers. The one that we are meeting regularly on is Northeast Burlington, and we meet every week with all of the agencies and folks that are involved in that. It's complicated up in the rural area. There's pipelines and creeks and different levels of jurisdiction. So we've brought all of those people together to make sure that the work is in parallel so that we can get people hooked up as soon as possible. We recognize that broadband is as essential infrastructure as roads and sewers and water to people. So they're looking forward to starting to hook people up as early as May, and that will extend for a couple of months into September for the last few hookups.
Okay, well, thanks for that update. And just quickly before we go, time is running out for public input on Burlington's housing strategy. So can you tell us about what's going on there?
So we're doing a virtual public meeting with residents. The first one was Monday. The next one is next Monday. Folks can go on to getinvolved.ca, take a survey, but also find the links to that public meeting. And we're really asking people to weigh in on some of the strategies that we've come up with at the city with staff and a working group that involved a number of stakeholders and residents to make suggestions for what we might do in terms of different tools. So community improvement plans or zoning bylaw changes, inclusionary zoning. And we're asking the public to weigh in on all of those tools, tell us how important they think each of them are, and whether those will help us to deliver on affordable housing. So it was a great session Monday night. I was there the whole time and look forward to the next one.
Okay, and they can do this online, or can they call in? How can they do it?
So the meeting itself is on Monday evening, that they can just participate in that. But if they go to getinvolved.ca, there's a lot more information and other opportunities to provide their feedback.
Perfect. Okay, thank you so much, Burlington's Mayor Marianne Meed Ward. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Sylvie.